The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening and welcome to Reproaction's final webinar of 2019. We'll be talking about Reproaction's best of 2019. Hosting tonight are your friendly co-founders and co-directors of Reproaction. The first voice you hear is Erin Matson. On the left, I'm based in Arlington, Virginia. I use she, her pronouns, and I'd sure love if you'd follow me on Twitter at Erin to the Max.
And I am Pamela Merritt. I'm based in St. Louis, Missouri. I also use she, her pronouns, and I would love if you followed me on Twitter at SharkFoo. So tonight's webinar is going to be about the best of 2019 from the perspective of our fantastic, amazing, and brave and bold staff. So each staff member was asked to identify their favorite action or webinar or blog post from 2019, and I heard that it was a challenge to narrow it down, but I definitely think that our team put together some great highlights. The agenda for tonight is going to be a quick introduction of Reproaction. If you're not familiar with us, I'm going to introduce the topic, and then we're going to dive right in, and we have statements from our staff that explain kind of why they thought their selection was their favorite thing from the year. And then there'll be next steps, and then we'll wrap it up. Reproaction is formed in July of 2015, and we lead bold direct action to increase access to abortion and advance reproductive justice. We are incredibly proud of our left flank analysis, our willingness to hold folks on all sides accountable, whether they identify as allies or the opposition, and our commitment to nonviolent direct action. So this has been an incredibly challenging year, but it's also been a year that reproductive justice activists have been preparing for our entire lives. I am so proud and so I feel so blessed to be able to do this work in this moment with the amazing team and my amazing co-founder and co-director, because these are incredibly challenging times where reproductive oppression is moving in waves that feel relentless. And 2019 is a case study for that. But we also have the tools, and we are the leaders that we've been looking for. So I hope that everybody who is watching this webinar enjoys our highlights, but know that this work would not be possible without incredible, amazing activists and supporters all over the country, and in some cases all over the world, who have stepped up and to take direct action and hold people accountable through our campaigns. So, Natalie Newman is our Wisconsin organizer, and Natalie's best of 2019 is presenting at the Civil Liberties and Public Policy Conference, which happens at Hampshire College and is a yearly conference. It is quite amazing. If you get a chance, you should attend. From Natalie, she shared the following: I'm especially proud of presenting twice at the Civil Liberties and Public Policy Conference on the panels Reproductive Justice Beyond Bars and a discussion of the punishment and criminalization of pregnancy and pregnancy outcomes, dispelling the myths, providing the facts, and fighting back. This is one of my favorite moments of this year because it was my first time presenting at a national conference. And it was done in a collaborative effort with many other activists and advocates to highlight differing issues around pregnancy and pregnant people being punished for pregnancy outcomes. This was a particularly proud moment for me as I knew that folks were interested in learning about how state control and pregnancy often overlap. We were also very proud of Natalie's contribution at CLIP. Erin?
Great. So this is from Jessica Ensley, our campaign lead. And so she chose as her favorite action of the year a video that she put together about Stop Prosecuting Abortion, which aims to hold the pro-life movement accountable for its callous commitment to throwing women in jail. And when speaking with Congressman Wright, directly he responded to the question, should women who have abortions be punished? And he said, absolutely. And this is a screenshot from that video. And here are Jessica's words. This video confirms that some so-called pro-life people in power want to criminalize women for self-managed abortion. When our video received coverage in local, national, and international news, we helped shine a spotlight on this ongoing injustice. No one should face jail time for abortion. And I just want to parenthetically add that not only did this video make international news as we were out as a full team flyering on Capitol Hill, who walked by but Congressman Wright, and we got a second video with him. So you can check out these videos at reproaction.org/stop.
Thank you so much, Erin. So Vanya Woods is our Missouri organizer, and she selected the Black Studies Annual Fall Conference at Mizzou, which is the University of Missouri at Columbia. And Ivania selected a really quite amazing event. And these are her words. My one event is the Black Studies Annual Conference that was October 11th through the 12th. I'm especially proud of this because it's an opportunity gained through the success of the Black History Month panel that Ivania organized on addressing racial health disparities conducted at the University of Missouri at Columbia. We were able to expand on that panel and co-organize a 2-day conference with nearly 150 attendees total. Not only were we able to center Black voices, but we were able to highlight the work of Black women throughout the state of Missouri who are successfully addressing racial health disparities using intersectional approaches. It was amazing, and I had the honor of attending that conference and presenting on a panel. And it really was quite an amazing accomplishment and a wonderful opportunity to learn. Erin.
Great. So next up is Kara Mailman, our campaign coordinators, best of 2019 and favorite action. And it is their blog post that they wrote in support of sex workers, which you can find on our website at reproaction.org. It's titled Decriminalize Sex Work Now, and it's really provocative. I'm quite proud of this work and Kara's writing. Here's Kara's words. I'm still really proud of my blog post in support of sex workers. This is a favorite of mine for so many reasons, but number one, I feel like it's a good example of promoting strong left flank values, even if they aren't popular with some parts of the left. And number two, I've gotten so much positive feedback from both sex workers and people looking to learn more on the issue, specifically because this post centers sex workers in their testimony and research. And I just want to really applaud Kara. This is an important topic. It matters to people around the country. Many of us, myself strongly included, were very dismayed to see some forces who represent wings within feminism speaking against a bill in DC, a very important bill in DC that would decriminalize sex work. And I just wanted to say that very strongly, that Repro Action stands with sex workers and sex worker liberation, and we will not hide. So with that, I will pass it back to Pamela for Liz.
Hear, hear, Erin. So Elizabeth Scottski is the development lead here at Repro Action, and has contributed so very much to our organization. Liz's best of 2019 was protesting the Students for Life fundraising gala in New York City. So Liz's words about why this is the best of 2019. My favorite event of the year was the Direct Action Protesting the Students for Life fundraising gala in New York City that took place in May. I was so happy to attend this event. It made me so proud to be able to be there in person and stand with fellow activists for a cause I believe in. Though we were a small group, we were mighty and definitely got under the skin of the anti-choice participants that day. And I got to watch it from afar with pictures and read a blog recap, which you can read as well on reproaction.org. And it just made me smile. It was just such the Reproaction-y event that we love to organize. And it was exciting to see our folks in New York. Erin.
Great. All right. So Caitlin Blenny is our organizing lead based in Northern Virginia, just like me. And I'm really proud to tell you about the Voices for Repro storytelling event that she picked. So these are Caitlin's words. My favorite event from this year was our Voices for Repro storytelling event we hosted in partnership with NARAL Pro-Choice Virginia and the Falls Church Healthcare Center, with additional support from Shout Your Abortion in July 2019. When the abortion ban started, our community quickly sprang into action. We hosted a Stop the Bans rally outside of our local abortion clinic in Northern Virginia, held direct actions in DC to stop prosecuting abortion, and continued our work exposing fake clinics and defending clinic access throughout the DMV. By July, it was clear that we needed to bring our community together to create a space for people to share and reflect on their activism and work in the movement. We were able to share stories about our reproductive experiences, connect with each other, and even had the opportunity to tour the clinic where the event was hosted. And I can just say, as someone who lives in Northern Virginia, and also in addition to my leadership role at Repro Action, serves on the NARAL Pro-Choice Virginia board, this is just a fantastic partnership between organizations, and Caitlin has really been kicking butt and taking names. So I will pass back to Pamela.
Thank you so much, Erin. So Shireen Shakur is our senior campaign lead at Reproaction, and Shireen selected as her best of 2019 our July webinar, Human Coalition's Fake Clinics Are a Public Health Disaster. Just as an aside, that's got to be one of my top 3 headlines of any webinar we did this year, and that one took place in July. So in Shireen's own words, we brought together such a rich wealth of knowledge from Alice Huling of Campaign for Accountability, investigative reporter Amy Littlefield, and Kala Hales of a Preferred Women's Health Center. We raised awareness about a range of issues being faced nationwide with a spotlight on the current fake clinic crisis in North Carolina, and whether someone is a reproductive rights and justice generalist or a fake clinic mage like myself. They were going to learn a bunch on this webinar. Hear, hear, Shireen.
All right, and so we will close this out now as co-directors. So my best of 2019 was the launch of Reproaction Stop Prosecuting Abortion campaign. We did not come to play on this one. We released a video the day before the March for Life, which takes place right around the Roe anniversary. We released our first of 11 videos in this campaign that featured abortion opponents saying they wanted to execute women who have abortions. And then the following day, we went to the March for Life. Here we are protesting outside the Supreme Court with our Stop Prosecuting Abortion signs. This is the video right here where we have someone saying women should get the death penalty for having abortions. These were activists and leaders with Operation Save America, a terrorist group that has met with government officials, including former soon to no longer be Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin. He was not reelected. The night before the march, we did a projection of Stop Prosecuting Abortion on the March for Life Hotel. So you can see that there. This is the same day and evening that we released that video before their big event. And we had, this picture cuts off, we had tons of activists there, and Stop Prosecuting Abortion shirts and carrying signs outside. It was really just a joy of direct action. The morning of the March for Life, we actually did a press conference at the National Press Club, which was broadcast live in its entirety on C-SPAN 2. It featured speakers from National Advocates for Pregnant Women, the We Testify Project at National Network of Abortion Funds, Feminist Majority Foundation, and National Asian Pacific Women's Forum, talking about the criminalization of abortion. We really came out with a bang, and here we are protesting at the Supreme Court. We handed out signs. We helped lead, and I helped lead chants, holding a bullhorn. I lose my voice every year outside the Supreme Court and on the Roe anniversary. And let me tell you, we will never let these people bully us out of a conversation. We stand with the majority of people who support access to abortion. And furthermore, we are the left flank, and we are not going to leave a single person behind. And with that, I will pass it to Pamela.
Heck yeah, Erin Matson. So my best of 2019 was that I had the opportunity to MC the emergency response rally in St. Louis, Missouri, that was organized by an amazing coalition of statewide and local reproductive rights, health, and justice organizations in response to omnibus bill that included an 8-week ban on abortion in the state of Missouri that was passed and signed by Governor Parson. So we chose St. Louis because in part that a lot of the folks who were organizing this were based there, but also that, you know, this was the center of where abortion access exists in Missouri right now, because the only clinic that is currently operating in the state is based in St. Louis, Missouri. It was a tremendous honor to be asked to MC this event. The coalition includes the ACLU of Missouri, Planned Parenthood of the St. Louis region and Southwest Missouri, the ACLU, the NARAL Missouri, I'm sorry, NCJW, and I could go on, but just an amazing group of dynamic activists and organizers. And so to be selected was a tremendous honor. It was also a great opportunity for me to lose my voice, as Erin said, because we had definitely a far larger turnout than even the organizers had projected. It's important to note that this rally took place in the middle of the early afternoon. Like, I actually think it was like 11 o'clock. And so on a weekday, and it was hot. And yeah, I was super amazed at over thousands of people, like almost, I think, 2,000 people who showed up and flooded the Arch City grounds that the world famous St. Louis Arch is planted on, and listen to speakers talk about the impact of abortion bans on their community, be it undocumented folk, young people, LGBTQI people, people of color, and all of the intersections therein. It was amazing, and the speakers were amazing, and the energy in the crowd really gave me hope that, you know what, we have the right people, we have the majority on our side, and we will win. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So the next slide I will wrap it up with, which is that I am super ridiculously proud to be a Missourian. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. I moved back to St. Louis, Missouri because I wanted to make a contribution here. And I've been doing reproductive justice work here for over a decade. And to see this many people outraged, electrified, and prepared to march, take action, and shout, it was really one of the most inspiring moments of my activist life. So, and the pictures are beautiful, but the experience was really quite amazing.
So with that, if you don't want to join us, I don't know what else we can do at this point. Please plug in and join us. Direct action is so deeply fulfilling. As Pamela just said, the pictures are beautiful, but the reality of being there on the ground, there's something about the confidence boost and the excitement and the electricity of knowing that we can take matters into our own hands and demand a better world. So we want you to join us in that work. Please sign up for alerts at www.reproaction.org. That way you won't miss a thing, whether it's opportunities to take direct action in your community, resources that we put out, getting invitations to our monthly Act and Learn webinars. We want you to be plugged in. You are also encouraged to follow us on social media. We are Reproaction on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I will wrap this up by saying that I would hope to see you at our next webinar. In January, we'll convene on Thursday the 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we will be talking about sexism in the anti-abortion movement. So it's going to be a enlightening and bold conversation. We're not going to shy away from the deep sexism that is there and the moral rot underneath that movement. So with that, I'm going to close out the call. Thank you so much for everything that you did as part of our activist base to make this such a fantastic year for grassroots activism. We may be losing some policy battles in the short run, but I am so confident that in the long run, we are winning. So we will win, and it is through hard work that we will do that. So I'm closing out the call. Thank you as always to my co-founder and co-director, Pamela Merritt. You're awesome, and leading with you is one of the greatest pleasures of my life. And with that, we will see you in 2020. Thank you so much. Goodbye.